Welcome to today's meditation. Today I would like to start with the topic of mantra and its use. Our consciousness is connected to the world through sensory perceptions. The category world includes everything that can be perceived, not only the external world, but also our body, our mind, our thoughts, and our feelings. Consciousness is our basis. We are in contact with the world through sensory perceptions, whether internal or external. All existing forms of meditation use one of the senses of perception to bring attention back to the source of pure consciousness. Most meditation masters use the sense of hearing. Some masters use sight, and very few are able to use the sense of touch. We are so trained to listen to our thoughts that we find it easy to practice mantras. Some people prefer instead to contemplate the yantras, which are mandalas of meditation. For example, the patron saint of Switzerland, Saint Nicholas von der Flue, visualized a meditation mandala. In the various traditions of humanity, mantras are often used for meditation. These mantras usually have a meaning, but if you ask a meditation master to give you a mantra for meditation, this master will give you a mantra, but almost never explain its meaning. This is because the meaning during meditation has no function. The mantra is used in its sonic acoustic aspect. You listen to the mantra, and like the singing bowl, it gradually leads us to finer and finer levels of silence until we finally reach stillness. This is not possible with a concept. A four-legged chair, for example, always remains a four-legged chair, regardless of the level of consciousness and perception. So remaining fixated on a meaning during meditation does not serve us at all. We listen to the repetition of the mantra in our mind and slowly glide into levels of increasing silence until we immerse ourselves in the stillness of our inner space. When we do mantra meditation, it is important to start in the right way. It is not about shouting the mantra internally to get into meditation. The ideal way is to close our eyes and wait to hear our first thoughts. Let's observe these thoughts. What language are they in? Are they in dialect or in pure language? Is it the sonority of my voice or is it an anonymous voice? What is the acoustic sound level of the words that are happening in my thoughts? Is there any effort to think these words from me? At this point, I have found the right volume to introduce the meditation mantra. I introduce the meditation mantra on the same level as all other thoughts and without any effort. Of course, I never do the procedure I have just described. I have only used it to explain to you that you should start with the mantra at the level of thought and without any effort, as with all other thoughts. There are those who simply listen to the repetition of the mantra, and there are those who prefer to have the mantra coupled with the rhythm of their breath. Personally, I prefer it when the mantra is linked to the breath. Often the mantra maintains more or less the same acoustic volume from beginning to end, but sometimes you can hear how it becomes more refined. Perhaps at the beginning we were still able to hear all the letters of the mantra. At some point, you can no longer hear the whole word of the mantra, but only a sound, a pulse. But it is still our mantra, and it leads us to levels of increasing silence. That is its function. Many years ago, I had a meditation teacher who explained it to me like this. When you walk your dog, he is very close to you, and you see him in all his details. If the dog has run ahead of you and is perhaps already 300 meters away, you can still see a small dot, but you always know that it's your dog. I am very grateful to this meditation teacher. She had a lot of patience with me. I recommend trying out different mantras, even from different cultures, until you find your favorite and then stick to it. Another function of the mantra is chanting, and here it gives us beautiful experiences almost immediately and helps us to enter into meditation spontaneously. At the end of the chanting, we are already in meditation. Another function of the mantra is the constant mental repetition during the activities of the day. This is called mantra japa. In Eastern cultures, you see people wearing a bracelet on their wrist that is used precisely for this constant repetition of the mantra. Muktananda said that the continuous repetition of the mantra throughout the day first purifies the mind and then our emotions. The mantra is then first perceived in the head, and then this perception moves into the heart. This is why it is called the prayer of the heart in the Russian Orthodox or Greek Orthodox tradition. I wish for you with all my heart, namely that you can recognize the beauty, greatness, and power of your inner nature. I wish you to bring your feelings, thoughts, and actions into harmony with your fundamental goodness. I wish you to have full confidence in your basic goodness. I wish you lots of love and that you can learn to become intoxicated with your own being. I wish you to be happy for no reason at all. I wish you a good meditation.